Oh man, I had an echo. I had YouTube going on the other thing. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of TV Talk. Josh Macuga alongside David Griffin, your favorite two people that talk about TV on a Tuesday. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Where we are.
Happy to be here. Happy to see everyone. Hello.
We needed some positivity today, David. Yes. I fell today like an old man. I fell and hurt my knee. I'm like limping around. It's just been, one of those days, my guy. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm recovering from the heartbreak that was Sunday night, the most watched divisional round game in the history of the NFL. And as a Bills fan, I'm trying not to be grouchy. It's like our team is there. Taylor was in Buffalo. You got to see his brother was, I love Travis's brother, Jason went into the parking lot and was drinking beers and chugging bowling balls full of something with Bills Mafia. I can't hate the guy. The Kelsey guys actually they seem like nice guys. Like I have nothing. Right. Mahomes and Allen are friends in the off season. They're friends all the time. They go golfing together. They're probably going to go play Pebble, I'm sure, for a Pro-Am or something over the summer. It's like, it just stinks. I just want to win one. Just one. I don't want a dynasty, Josh. I just want one Super Bowl win in my lifetime. Just one.
In your lifetime. Well, here's what needs to happen is Patrick Mahomes needs to he needs to get lost somewhere.
He's have a scandal.
We don't know where he is.
Right, just leave.
A Buffalo. It needs to be like that movie. It needs to be like a movie where somebody from Buffalo kidnaps Patrick Mahomes. They don't know where he is. But they have to play the game. That you got to play the game, I think, right? And then they play, and they're like, "Wow, the Bills finally got through," and then it worked. That kidnapping worked. Maybe that's the comedy.
That'd be good. That could be a good one. Yeah, I'd watch that. I'd enjoy that one.
Good to see everybody in chat. Kenny Dunlap really coming at you hot, David. How are you feeling after that Bills game? I can't believe it was wide right again. I mean, good God.
I know, and I feel bad for Taylor, Tyler Bass. He's getting a lot of flack, and people are. It's like it's not his fault. There was a lot of people that didn't make plays and needed to make. It's not all on him. He's not Scott Norwood. I mean, it's just got to go easy on the guy. He's just human. He's only human.
Guys, it's sports fandom. We got to quit it with the social media death threats. Okay.
Yes, it's sports. That's all.
Number one. Yeah. It's not. Stop it. Just stop. Stop doing that.
I mean, as much as but it does hurt. It feels like
it hurts. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. Oh, I
want to say it feels like a mild. Like when I was younger, and in my dating days, it feels like a breakup. Not a huge breakup, not like love of your life breakup, but like a small breakup. Like I woke up the next day and my chest hurt. I felt heavy. I was weighted down by life.
Don't watch ESPN, right? Like you can't.
No, you can't look at the talking because all the talking heads are like legacy is Josh Allen will never be, and all that's like okay, I can't do it. But then I get up in the morning. And I see my son, I see Miles, and I got to change him and get him ready and all that. Then life just plays, and then you kind of forget about it. And then I think about it again, but it doesn't hurt as much anymore. So we're getting through it. I'm in the acceptance stage right now, Josh. I have accepted it. I'm accepted it. So yes.
And I'm glad you're there, David. I'm glad.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You got into the acceptance stage. Very, very important. It's Tuesday. You haven't had a lot of time to digest, really.
No, it's not been. It takes a couple of this like 48 hours ago.
Yeah. No, I mean when the Steelers lost to the Packers in 2000, was that 10 or 11, maybe 12?
Was that the 1 year that Rodgers won?
Yes.
The Super Bowl. Yeah, he won. That's this one Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
I think about it all the time. I think about it all the time.
Yeah. It stays with you.
And I was in attendance at a winning Super Bowl, and I don't think about that one nearly as much as I think about the one that we lost.
Josh, I don't mean to throw it in your face. I was the one Super Bowl I've ever been to in my life, and it wasn't because we shelled out a bunch of money. We got lucky. My dad entered a drawing. We won. We went to Super Bowl 30. Josh, I got to see your Steelers. I know I'm sorry. And trust me, I can't stand the Cowboys. They beat the Bills twice, back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s. But I did get to watch your Steelers in a Super Bowl in was that Tempe, Arizona? Was that the old Arizona State football stadium? Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yep.
I did see
I think about that one all the time too. Although it was only 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
I wasn't like in the like the Steelers mindset where I was upset. I was heartbroken, right? Like, but I wasn't to the point of like, my mentally forging this No, take that back. Like I remember those interceptions. My grandpa died like 4 days later, and his last memory was the Steelers losing Super Bowl. Like he had season tickets his whole life. I mean, that one hurt him. That one hurt him.
Sorry to bring that back up, Josh. I mean, that didn't know Super Bowl 30 had.
No. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
The thing about the Super Bowl, and again, we will get to TV talk in a
yes. I apologize. This is not
this
is not sports talk. I apologize. Yes.
Scott Welsh submitted a drawing and won a trip to the Super Bowl. Now that's a movie plot. The thing about losing a Super Bowl, when you win a Super Bowl, you say to yourself, "Oh, we'll get back. We're going to win a bunch of these things. Like this is whatever." When you lose one, you never know if you're ever going to get back. And when we lost to the Packers, I'm still here. I'm still waiting.
You never
We've
know.
had incredible teams, incredible offenses. We've been in the play. I mean, we haven't won a playoff game since like 2017. I mean, it has been a drought for the Steelers, and I felt your pain on Sunday, David, because I was rooting for the Bills. I have you and another really good buddy of mine are Bills fans, and I just want you guys to win something. I'm tired of the Chiefs winning. I don't want the Ravens to win anything. Jonathan Peck says, contrary to your belief, Josh, the world is rooting for the Ravens to beat the Chiefs. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think anybody's rooting for the Ravens. Maybe that's just Ravens because I hate the Ravens so much.
I do like Lamar. And I've heard Lamar's a really good dude.
Too.
I like Lamar. Yeah. I'd like to see Lamar, but if not, I'm pro Lions right now. Let Detroit get one. If Buffalo can't have one, let's give it to Detroit.
And I'm 100% rooting for Detroit. I don't want San Francisco to get one. I want Detroit to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, and it's not even close. Jonathan Peck, who do I think will go to the Super Bowl? The Ravens and the 49ers. Who do I want to go to the Super Bowl? The Chiefs and the Lions.
Yes.
And then a good question to switch. But again, David, I'm here with you.
Yes, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we can get back to TV now. We can talk about what's going on in the entertainment space.
Yo, chat room, do you think Josh and David will watch The Last Airbender on Netflix? To which I would respond, David, which I think Daniel Savuya said it right. David will, Josh won't.
I will. Yeah, I think they just released another trailer today. I'm just a little hesitant about it again because the main creators of the series left early in development because of creative differences. I thought I heard from someone here that they came back. I did some research. It doesn't look like they ever came back. I think they might still be listed as producers because they helped, but Netflix wouldn't allow them to do their true vision for it. So I think this is going to, like I said last week, this is going to be better than the Shyamalan version. I don't think it's going to be bad. I wish the original showrunners could have stayed the whole way through the project to see it till the end. So I'm a little hesitant on it, but I will check it out. Yes, to answer the question, I will be watching.
Were those showrunners the people we interviewed at Collider that one time?
We did. We had. I think we. No. Oh no. That was. So that was Joaquim Dos Santos, who fans of Avatar will know. He was one of the directors in the series, and he went on to do Voltron and all that. He's one of the acolytes, like Dave Filoni, who does all the Star Wars stuff. Dave Filoni is the Avatar: The Last Airbender acolyte as well, who went on to become as big and famous as he is now. But yeah, that series spawned a lot of good creators, the original series. So yeah.
Right on. Well, yeah, I have no interest in it. I've never seen any of the last.
Not watching that. That's great. That's great, Dave. Good straight up. Not watching that.
I had to delete the first comment. There's this kid. His name's Loud Fan. I don't know who he is, but he attacks me all the time about my thoughts on animation. And it's like my thoughts on wrestling. No, you know what? My thoughts on wrestling are completely different than my thoughts on animation. I think animation is an amazing medium. I love watching animated movies with Rosie. But I'm not going to spend my time watching 2D anime and reviewing it. If you want that, David can start a show with Emma Fife, or Emma. You can just go listen to Emma Fife. Just go listen to her. If you want to hear opinions on anime, you can go somewhere else. That's the beauty of media and the internet, is that if you want something and you want somebody to talk about it and listen to it, you can find it. Okay,
that's true.
My opinion does not affect your life. Your opinion of anime should not be affected by my opinion of anime. Because guess what? I don't have an opinion about anime. I have zero opinion about it. Because guess what? I don't watch it. My eyeballs and my brain waves can't consume it. It just can't do it. So here I am. And I'm not saying that the people that do consume it are wrong. I'm saying the people that consume and watch and love WWE are wrong. The people that watch an anime, go in and take it, do the thing. Do whatever you want. Okay. That's for you. Okay. Animation is a medium, not a genre. See, that's that I'm talking about.
I saw that. That's good. That was good, Jonathan. Fact was very good. I knew that would get Josh. That was good. That's very
Thank
good.
you for just really just putting a fucking hammer on the nail, my friend. A hammer on the nail. Scott Welsh here. As a sports fan, do you prefer to be eliminated early or in the championship series game? The longer you go, the harder it's going to be. But you want to go as long as you can. It's a catch-22.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel's Savuya's asking about Emma. I believe Emma is engaged.
Yeah,
I saw on Instagram. She's engaged.
Yeah,
so congratulations to Fife.
Yeah. MKS Songbird, we'll talk about that Netflix pickup in a little bit.
Yes.
Search out what's the deal with it? What's the deal with anime? I don't know. It's friggin' 2D. Okay. You got crazy like whoosh, 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 and then they're not talking, and everybody's like, it's the greatest storytelling. Is it? Did you watch season 5 of Fargo? That's fucking amazing storytelling, okay? And it's not in 2D. It's a John Hamm with nipple piercings, okay? It's better. It's objectively better. It's objectively better. I hate I'm not a big Joe Rogan fan. I appreciate he's hardworking and he's awesome at what he does, and he's guarded this insane audience. Awesome. But he has one of the better jokes when people say the books are better than the Game of Thrones show. They're not, okay? The shows are better than the books. Do you know why, David? Because you see dragons and boobs. You see them both. You're in your face. You have to imagine it when you're reading, okay? You have to imagine it. I got an imagination, okay? Guess what? Creepy people at HBO and George R.R. Martin were like, we're going to get every boob possible and that's ever been cast in the show, and we're going to put it in a show, and you guys are going to watch it. And we're like, bah! And then we're going to create dragons, bah! And they're going to burn everybody to the ground. Bah! In the book, you're like, oh, they burned. It said it. They burned it in a word. Printed it. It's right there. It doesn't have the pic. It's just objectively better. It's a better.
Josh's rants are epic. Josh, I will push back a little bit. When I read the books, the Red Wedding and the books, I was laying on my couch reading like this, and when I read it, I leapt off my couch, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like that was probably the only time in any book I've ever read that I actually did something physical with my body, that I moved. It was that was very powerful. Now the boobs and the dragons, I don't know if I can argue with you there, but the Red Wedding scene, reading it, I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah.
Katie Dunlap said it best. The books can never be better because they will never be finished. Thank you, Katie.
That is also true, Katie. Those are facts. Which is sad.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's too bad.
All right, David, let's do some news. What do you think about we didn't have news last week, but we have been watching we did watch a decent amount of TV because there was a lot of finales that we finally got to. I finished Echo, which awesome. You finally finished For All Mankind, so did I. Finally Reacher, we got to finish that. But let's start with some news. Hit it.
Yes. News. Let's talk about, we're going to get a little bit out of the TV. Still TV. It's Oscars, which will be on TV. It's Oscars.
That's true.
Let's talk a little bit about the Oscars. Josh has many epic rants. One of my favorite rants that he does is about the Oscar nominations, how they're movies that nobody watches, and nobody cares. Josh has something very entertaining planned for us. I made a joke, or not a joke. I just said, well, I've seen 6 out of the 10 best nominated films. Josh is like, oh, well, okay. It's like, really, so I do like the Oscars somewhat. I think it's too long. But I do like to watch the movies. Like when the movies list comes out, I try to check all the movies off. I've seen 6 of them. So I'm pretty excited. I'm happy for Oppenheimer, happy for Barbie. I want to watch Anatomy of the Fall and some of these movies I haven't seen personally, but they're starting to come on streaming. So that's good. So what did you think, Josh? Anything stick out to you? Have you seen any of the, I feel like you saw Barbie, right? You see Oppenheimer, right?
Barbie's the only movie I saw this year.
Okay? You haven't seen Oppenheimer?
No, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. Is it streaming yet? Can I see it on stream yet?
It's going to be on Peacock in February.
Okay, I'll wait till then.
It's going to be on Peacock in February. Yes.
Again, I'm holding out until IHOP makes the Oppenheimer pancake explosion.
That's right.
Okay, so
yes,
Barbie was the best movie and the only movie I saw. But Barbie in the pantheon of movies that I've seen in the last 5 years, Barbie is up there.
I enjoyed Barbie
anytime. So good. I think what Greta Gerwig did, writing, directing, creating that Barbie world. Okay. They were just like, here's a toy. Go. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she created what could be considered the greatest movie about satire about feminism and being a female and being a male and being in a world, okay, that has ever been made. And you know, there's so many toxic males out there, more than likely, like campaigning for Donald Trump right now. They're like, oh my God. Wow. Okay. That movie was genius. Margot Robbie didn't get a nomination. Idiots. Oscars, no fucking clue. And Greta Gerwig didn't get a nomination. Ridiculous. Absurd. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's silly. It's so stupid. The Oscars mean literally nothing. And poor America Ferrera, who did get her first Oscar nomination in the supporting role, had to answer Oscar questions about Greta and Margot getting snubbed instead of congratulations on your Oscar nomination. Silly. Absolutely silly. Of the other movies, Oppenheimer looked long. Flower Moon, Killers of the Flower Moon, looked very long. And I know, you know what happens. The white people come in, murder all the indigenous peoples, and they made a movie about it. That's all the shows. It's all of it. That's why Res Dogs is so good. It's about what they did with their lives afterwards. Echo, same thing. The native peoples, the indigenous peoples. I do not want to watch another movie where fat Leonardo DiCaprio is going to get nominated. Did he get nominated?
He did not. He did not. Just Lily.
De Niro?
And De Niro, sorry, De Niro, yes. De Niro and Lily, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm happy for Lily. That's big. That's huge.
The Native American actress, awesome. Congratulations for her, all that kind of stuff. I know that the white man fucked up. Okay? I know. My family was in Italy at the time. I would like to take myself out of this.
Okay? My family was in Italy at the time. We had nothing to do with that.
Had not made it here yet. I was not part of the genocide. Okay? Now, I seen the holdovers? No, I didn't see the holdovers because nobody.
I think you might like that one. I think you'll like that one. It's from the same writer as Sideways, so it's got that kind of. And Paul Giamatti's just playing a crotchety old guy, which he is perfect for. If you need a grumpy man in something, Paul Giamatti is the perfect person for that.
See, and Paul Giamatti, The Holdover is a holiday movie, right? It's a Christmas movie?
Is, yeah. It's a good, and a little bit of New Year's too, and it's on Peacock, I believe. You can stream it on Peacock. Yeah.
So maybe I'll watch that now. Yeah. We're sort of like still in winter time, and I can kind of check it out. Whatever. I will watch that one because it seems like it has a decent amount of mass appeal. Everything else that it always gets nominated for the Oscars, David, like a movie, Jodi Foster is murdering it right now. Figuratively, not literally yet, in True Detective Night Country. Okay.
Agreed.
Awesome. Talk about like a career renaissance right now. Give it to Jodi Foster. I don't want to see a movie called Naiad because I don't know what that's about. Nobody's ever seen it. There was no marketing for it. I don't know what it is. David, let's play a game. Okay.
Okay.
Let's rattle off some of these nominations for movies, and I'm going to guess what it's about.
All right, Josh, let's start off with a little bit of alphabetical order here. Best Picture, American Fiction. That is starring Sterling K. Brown and the great Jeffrey Wright is in there, who is they're both up for Oscars.
I love both of those actors. Yes. Love them both. Okay. They're great. I mean, besides Jeffrey Wright being in that stupid show with the robots. What was that show?
Westworld. You know what, quick. You know what Jeffrey Wright was great in was the Shaft remake.
Really?
As Peoples, he was really good. He was the villain in that movie. It was Christian Bale, Jeffrey Wright, of course, Sam Jackson as Shaft, and he was. It's a silly movie, but he's great in there. Sorry, just had to say that real quick. Love Jeffrey Wright.
They're ruining Naiad because it's about a woman who swims from Florida to Cuba or Cuba to Florida.
Oh, spoilers.
I swam in high school, back and forth. I'm sure it's like the one where Reese Witherspoon was on heroin and then she does like a journey and she walks around. You're like, give her the Oscar. This was a journey movie. Oh God. Okay. Let me guess what American Fiction about. Yes. They write a book. Together. Okay. And they try and steal their idea. No, wait. American Fiction. Okay. So they're two battling novelists that were brothers. And then they come back and then they come back together and they're like, we should write a book together. But then they've got family drama and then somebody gets murdered, blah, 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 blah. A nudity scene, American Fiction.
I don't think that's what it was. That is one of the movies I'm very excited to see. I have not seen it. What it says is it follows a frustrated novelist. So he is a novelist and professor who writes an outlandishly stereotypical, in quotations, black book as satire, only for the book to be published to high sales and praise. So I think what happens is he has to, at least from what I've seen from the trailers, is he has to go around and he's promoting this book, and people are expecting him to be stereotypical black. And if you know Jeffrey Wright, at least the way he presents himself, he is not that stereotype of a guy. So I think he's like just being himself, and like people are expecting him to be like, you know,
so
something
Sterling
different.
K and Jeffrey Wright are brothers in this movie.
They are brothers. That is correct. They are brothers. You were actually right about that, Josh. Very good.
Get
they are
the hell
brothers.
out of here.
I think
I'm
you're
so
right.
glad that I got the
writers
thing right. Man,
yes.
that is fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. I want to see it, but it's not available to stream as far as I know. I think you just have to go to the theater to see it. So.
Good call. Let's make an indie movie unavailable to stream for anybody to watch. The great call. Yep. You know what? Let's nominate a movie that might be in like 8 total theaters, not streaming anywhere. And if it does stream, it's going to be on like bobstreamdiscount.biz. Like, what the fuck is going on? Stop it. Just stop it. Daniel Savuga, Wright's reaction finding out he had been nominated was great. What happened?
I don't know. I didn't really look into it.
Daniel
and Refism, thank you. Right. Shaft was a reboot, not a remake. Apologies. Sorry. I'm not a Shaft expert. I just enjoyed Jeffrey Wright's performance. I thought he was very good.
Third sauce. If it's on Prime and I have to pay for it, it's not on Prime.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. It's an MGM movie. I should know that. Yeah, it's an MGM movie. Amazon bought MGM a year or so ago, and that's why. Yeah. Thank you.
What I'm saying though is, if it's on Prime and I have to pay for it, it's not on Prime.
Okay.
I'm buying a movie. I'm buying a movie. I already paid for the subscription. I already did that. Done. It's over.
All right, Josh. The next one, I believe, is a foreign language film. I believe.
Give me the title.
It is called Anatomy of a Fall.
Oh God. All right, let me guess.
I think it's foreign language. I'm not sure.
Let me see if I'm right. Right. Troy, thank you. Thanks. Troy's always got my back. I appreciate that, dude. All right. If you want to support the show too, you can super chat and you can do our stream labs. Hold on, let me put a link in there. Troy always reminds me. Okay. Anatomy of a Fall. It's about a person that's like high up, maybe a business or like a royal or like somebody that's high in society, and then has a fall to grace, and it's like every part of their life is super depressing, and like maybe they did something creepy, like there's like an underage thing, or like you have to do something weird in an Oscar movie to get a nomination. So it's Anatomy of a Fall. Like he has an affair, but the affair is weird, and like she has an affair. The family goes and there's like battling in the family, and then it ends. Am I right?
So the synopsis is very short, actually. It's pretty mysterious. It says a woman is suspected of her husband's murder, and their blind son faces a moral dilemma as the main witness.
See?
Wow. Close enough, Josh. It's fine. That's close enough.
That's pretty close.
That's close.
Family Anatomy of, or maybe, you know what it is? Maybe the guy fell. He fell, and because the son is blind, he heard the fall, maybe?
That's possible. Yeah, because he would have good hearing, I would assume. So I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'll have to give it a watch. I've heard it's good. I've heard people who've seen it say it's good. That's what I've heard.
Is the son Daredevil? Is this the origin story of Daredevil we've all been waiting for? MKS Songbird. Anatomy of a Fall is a French film. Also excellent. It's an oxymoron. French films.
But you got to get some French.
You guys, I hope all of you guys know that I'm 99% sarcastic all of the time. I guarantee you, if I had to like sit and watch Anatomy of a Fall, I'd probably it would take me 3 viewings because I'd fall asleep most of the time and I'd have to pay attention to the subtitles the whole time. But I'm just saying, for me to care about the Oscars is so fucking stupid. Okay, next, David, give me a next one.
This is one I know nothing, because some of I've seen Past Lives, I've seen Oppenheimer, I've seen Maestro. What about The Zone of Interest? I have no idea what that is.
Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest.
It's a zone in like a war-torn area that is of interest. Okay. And they're trying to get somebody out of that zone. Okay. And in order to do that, they've got to go on like a suicide mission to get that out. I bet that's a war movie. I think I might like Zone of Interest.
Josh, it is a war movie. The commandant of Auschwitz, Rudolf Hotz, and his wife Hedwig. Hedwig, isn't that the owl in Harry Potter?
It is.
Strive to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden next to the camp. Ooh, I want to see this. That sounds awful, but so they're next to Auschwitz and they have a home. They're trying to have, sounds like they're trying to have like a peaceful life as they live. And obviously this guy is, I'm assuming, a bad dude. The commandant of Auschwitz was one of the worst camps during World War II. That's awful, but it sounds like a fascinating film. Wow. That
fascinating idea. Awful thing.
I'm sure it's heartbreaking to watch this, but I want to see this. Wow.
The DDLD, I heard it's incredibly depressing. Yeah, I can't imagine it being fucking Dumb and Dumber. Okay.
Did you ever see, it reminds me, I mean, there's a little trailer playing on IMDb. It kind of reminds me, did you ever see The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
No, but you brought it up last week, I think.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I know World War II is on my mind, I think, because it's got Masters of the Air for premiering on Friday. Yeah, so I got World War II on the brain. But anyway, yeah, I want to see that. Josh, good call with, you said it was probably during a war. It was a war or a historical movie. Good job.
Hey, I'm kind of 2 for 2. All right, let's do it. I'm 2 for 3 because I didn't get Anatomy of a Fall right. I
feel like Poor Things you've probably seen some buzz about because it's Emma and there's been some Mark Ruffalo. You've seen that, like with the weird looking people, like the Frankenstein kind of thing going on there. Have you seen that? You haven't seen any trailers for Poor Things?
No.
Emma Stone.
Is it the same? Is that there's a show with her and Nathan Fielder? It's like,
yeah, that's that. I forgot what that's called. That's on. A lot of people in the comments were asking us about that over the weeks, and I didn't watch it, but yes. So sorry, I can't speak on that. All right, let's do. What do you don't know? Okay, let's do Past Lives. What's Past Lives about, Josh?
Oh, Past Lives. Okay, so husband dies, wife dies. Those two, the widow and the widower, they come back together because in a past life, like before they met their current, they were in love and they try and rekindle that romance, not knowing if it could ever work at their age because old people shouldn't fall in love.
That is not completely wrong, Josh. As far as I remember, no one dies in the movie, but it's very good. It stars Greta Lee, who's fantastic, who is up for. Is she up for an Oscar? They should have nominated her. Is she up? She is not. Sad.
Okay.
She was very good. Anyway, it's about a young boy and a young woman, a girl who.
Oh wait,
they're raised in Korea.
I've seen the trailer for this.
Yes.
Asian.
Yeah, yes. They start in Korea. They go apart. She moves to Canada, then goes to New York City. Then they reconnect and they start talking, but she's married, and what does that mean? And blah blah blah. Are they soulmates? All that kind of thing. It's a very heartfelt film. I watched it with Michelle. We both enjoyed it. It didn't like blow me away. It wasn't one that as soon as I watched it, you have to go see it. But I enjoyed it. I thought her performance was fantastic in it.
I've heard. And judging by the trailer,
it's a sweet movie.
It is your quintessential independent movie. It's a quintessential indie. All kinds of artsy shots, relationship. There's not much to. I'm not saying like I need action and explosion. I mean it would help, but it's I know what we're getting at there. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure it's great.
Right.
I'm not taking anything away from Past Lives at all. And when I watched the trailer, I was like, I get it.
You know what? I hate to say this because I feel like I'm minimizing the film's significance because it is really good. It's really well made, but I feel like it's a good plane movie. Like if you're on the airplane, and I don't mean it's because it's just okay, but I mean like you got there, you're sitting there for 4 or 5 hours, you got nothing else to do. It's a good movie just to kind of go back and sit there, relax, and just watch it. It's very watchable. I don't know.
I think that should be our ranking system from here on out.
An airplane movie.
If we ever talk about movies, it's theater, streaming, plane, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to pick streaming for most movies. Me going to a theater. Amanda and I can't do theaters until Rosie's probably in her 20s, right? Because
in her 20s
or in her teens, and she's got friends and she's got a car and she can go do her thing. Because right now, if Amanda and I were to go to a movie in the theater right now, okay, it would have to be like, it'd have to be perfect circumstances as far as like we want to see that movie really, really badly, right? We get a sitter for Rosie. We like make a date night out of it. But I guarantee you, David, if that movie starts after 6 p.m., 7 p.m., both of us will be asleep in that theater. 100%.
Yeah.
It's we just paid $40 to take a nap in an uncomfortable chair. Really.
I hear you. It's not easy.
Yeah. Okay. So good plane movie. Yeah, I feel like Past Lives. I'm going to be on a flight from like LA to Atlanta or wherever, and I'm like,
there you go.
Past Lives. I'll watch that, and I'll come on here and I'll tell Surge Sauce he was right. David was right. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Solid.
Okay, Josh, it's like already at the halfway. You got to get in some other news real quick.
Yeah, let's go to news. This has been fun. Congrats to everybody there nominated. Oscars, you can go F yourself. Greta Gerwig and what's her face? Margot Robbie should have been nominated. How about that?
I agree about that. They were snubbed. I want to talk about the Ripley trailer, which was fantastic. It's about the Tom Ripley. Remember the movie with Matt Damon and
the talented Mr. Ripley?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I like that one, but this looks really good. This looks really good. The trailer looks fantastic. It's black and white. It's a limited series run. I don't know. I'm excited about it. It looks interesting to me. And really? I love, of course, I just have it up here and I'm blanking on it. Andrew Scott. Andrew Scott was great as Priest from Fleabag. He was also Moriarty in the Sherlock series a few years ago. I mean, he's really good. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll check it out. It's just like a limited series.
I will be honest. I have yet to watch a TV trailer in my life that has made me less interested than
Yikes. Not a fan. You don't like the whole man of mystery? Like, who is this guy? Where's he come from? What's his name? That's a great name.
Might get me to watch it. You're probably going to get me to watch a pilot because I guarantee you, like, I watch Ripley, man. Is that John Malkovich is in it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. John Malkovich is in the trailer. Yeah. Yes.
I started this movie last night with John Malkovich, Vince Vaughn, the Hemsworth brother that isn't Chris, and not the other one, the one that was married.
The one was in Westworld or Liam? The one that was
Liam.
with Liam.
Liam. It's called Arkansas, and they play like drugged. I watched the first 30 minutes. Amanda came out and watched 5 minutes, and she was like, "What is this?" I was like, "I don't know." It got advertised to me, and I kind of need to finish it, but also don't really want to finish it at all. I don't know. I don't know why I was talking about that. Oh, because Malkovich was in it. But yes, Ripley. I don't know. I thought Ripley, David, was going to be the Alien prequel series. I was like, we already got a trailer for this. And then it started, and I was like,
young Sigourney Weaver. That would be cool. I would love to see a young Ripley series.
Right?
Even though I guess there would be no aliens, but that's okay. Let's go, Josh. We have Fargo. Noah Hawley has said that he has more seasons in store set in the 60s, 80s, and 90s. And quote, I haven't run out of ways to tell these stories, says Noah Hawley. A report from Deadlines is very exciting. I don't believe, let me see, EP. I don't think this necessarily been like all, approved by FX. Like we're renewing Fargo for 5 more seasons, but I'm very excited. We're going to get more Fargo. This is going to get, it got some award buzz this season, but because of when it was released, I think next award season, you're going to see Gino Temple everywhere, John Hamm. Like it's going to get a lot more award buzz. So yeah, I'm excited. We're going to get more Fargo. So that's always a good thing.
I'll be honest. Something about the 80s and 90s really excites me. I'm not sure if the 50s and 60s does as much. But I could be completely wrong.
When was the Chris Rock season? When was that?
That was
I can't remember. That was the 50s. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah, well back. Because I think the Kirsten Dunst, Jesse Plemons one, that was in the 70s.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Fargo first one was like early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That
was modern-ish times. Yeah, modern-ish times. Yeah.
And then this one was 2019, obviously. So give me 80s and 90s, but I will never, ever take like a Fargo for granted. I'm going to watch it. I will consume it. I will love it, even if it's not my favorite thing. Yeah, I mean,
it's still better than a lot of what's out there.
In Holly, we trust, man.
In Holly, we trust. It's true.
We're going to talk about the Fargo finale in like a couple of minutes, but
yes,
suffice it to
say. Troy's got a great comment. New game. How many guesses does it take to get the third Hemsworth brothers name? I mean, Chris is the most famous. Liam is second, and then there's the third one that was in Westworld. I do not know his name. He was in Westworld. He had a small part.
Paul. It's Paul, right?
It's Paul Hemsworth. That's it. Just Paul. Jake.
Jeff. No, it's not Jeff. It's like a David or a Day. It's a normal name. It's Luke.
Oh, Luke. So Chris, Liam, and Luke. There's 2 L's and one's got it. Okay. And I think is there a girl in there? They have a sister. I don't know. There's
Brian Howell comes in hot. David, I was going to bring it up a bit later,
yes.
but he says the comment directed us there. Halfway through the first season of Gangs of New York, David Doesn't Myth was his recommendation. David, I finished the pilot, and I'm so mad that I either have to pay for AMC Plus or I have to like get an AMC Plus off the black market because I have to now buy it on Amazon. It's really upsetting me because that show is really geared towards me. Like that show is pointed directly at my face.
The good thing, Josh, if you're ready to binge AMC Plus, I'm sure you can get if you've
a month free,
a week free, so you at least get through the first season. But yeah, I love that show. It's so much fun. I love the action sequences. Real quick, I just want to hit on a couple more bits of news real fast. Yeah. Netflix had its earnings report today. They are still the king of streaming. That's no surprise. I think the other streamers, I don't want to say no one's given up, but I don't think anybody's in a rush to outspend and outproduce Netflix. Everybody's like, oh, let's take a step back. Let's do what we do well, and we'll take it from there. Netflix has added 13 million subscribers. It is their biggest subscriber jump since the beginning of the pandemic, which, of course, they got a lot of subscribers. So everybody's sitting at home, not doing anything. Their earnings are crazy. And it's the password sharing crackdown. They cracked down on it, and people are like, well, I guess I can't share Netflix anymore. And they're still the king. I think they announced they have 260 million global subscribers, which is just insane. Yeah. They are still king of streaming and probably just will be unless somebody else merges or something like that. But yeah.
I mean, unless Amazon, Apple, Disney, they all get together and they're like, we're this. That's the only way to really take down Netflix. Yeah. Right? I want to give a shout out to our buddy MKS Songbird, who has told us 45 times today that Netflix is finally releasing season 2 of Squid Game this year. Thank you.
Okay.
And that show, I don't want anything to do with that show after season 1. I'm done. That's it.
I feel bad. I've never seen an episode. I know there was so much the hype and the buzz. I just completely missed it. So I apologize.
I finished that Boy Swallows universe though. You need to watch that.
Okay.
You need to watch that. Okay. I don't know if I loved the finale, but the whole story does have a really good like come around, and as heartbreaking as it is, the soul lifting that happens, it's a real like knock you down and then build you back up show. Amanda and I were both crying at the end. So yes. Yeah.
And then last bit of news also with Netflix. Netflix has signed a deal with WWE to host or to show Monday Night Raw. That is a 10-year, $5 billion deal. That's Netflix's one of its, I would say not first. They do sports. They have the PGA Tour. They have Formula One, but they don't you don't go to Netflix to watch, Premier League or NBA. So this is like a live sports thing. Yeah. So that's a big deal. I mean, WWE, I give it credit. I mean, I don't watch it anymore, but it is still thriving and making money and signing $5 billion deals. So people are still watching wrestling. Josh, I know you got some opinions on the wrestling.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would rather go see. It's like the Bill Burr joke. I would rather go see $5 billion stacked in a room than watch even 1 second of a WWE situation.
Even back in the day, like when you were a kid, did you with Hulk Hogan and even back then you didn't watch it?
My parents loved me. Okay. I grew up in a household that watched actual sports. Okay. We watched television that was funny and entertaining and enriching. We watched actual sports without scripted outcomes. We consumed Jeopardy, and I'm not saying we were like high class, but we were higher class than the garbage people that watched wrestling.
Jeopardy's pretty high class, Josh. I give you credit for that. It's pretty high class.
The Netflix sports documentaries are incredible. Some of the live sports they've done, like the Netflix Cup in golf, wasn't amazing. They're doing a tennis match, which fine. They need to invest in leagues and or buy leagues.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever do that. Really, I wonder if they'll ever do that. But anyway, so that's the news. We can start talking about shows, but Netflix is doing big things. They're not slowing down. Can't wait.
Josh, I hope that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I there's something about like there's so much good stuff on Netflix. There's so much bad stuff. I would love if Netflix just said, "Hey, we're going to buy everybody," so that I never have to go like, "Where is Gangs of London streaming?" Oh, it's on Netflix. Thanks, Netflix. I appreciate it. I don't care if down the line Netflix says, "Hey guys, in order for us to buy every streaming service and every show ever so that you can watch all the shows that you want, because there's one person that wants to watch, the Great Australian Fish Off, but it got canceled after 2 seasons. But Netflix is like, hey, we'll pick it up for you, but there's going to be ads. I don't care if there are ads. I will sit through 1 minute to 2 minutes of ads during shows if that means I don't have to pay for Gangs of London.
Yeah, I hear you, Josh. I hear you. And
Do I yell
Netflix,
too much, David? Do I yell?
No, you don't yell. It's a lot of money. Streaming's expensive. I mean, now
Yes.
the nice thing about streaming, the one thing I do like about streaming, I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I know all of our viewers know this. The great thing about streaming is that you can cancel anytime. There's not a lot of hassle. Maybe some of you in the comments are too young to know, but back in the day, you got that cable package. You got to call a company. They talk to you for 2 hours. They offer you some sweet deal. They lower the monthly rate. Then they jack it back up 12 months later. They offer you NFL Sunday ticket back when it was on DirecTV. But now Netflix, you know what, Netflix? You just cancel it. It's okay. You just go cancel it. Easy. Just cancel it.
Yeah. I mean, somebody wants us to rank our streaming services.
We haven't done that yet. We got to do that maybe next week.
Yeah, let's do it next week. Let's talk because I need to research like certain shows that have changed my life and where it ranks in like the streaming service of it all. I mean, honestly, each streaming service has some really good tentpole shows that keep me coming back to then find other shows that I have somewhat enjoyed somehow. Like they've got me with other shows. I'm like, Hulu's got this. Oh, I could watch that on Hulu. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Thanks, Hulu. Right? Or hey, Netflix. Oh, that's cool. Netflix is this. Oh, let's watch that.
And then the awesome thing too, what's going on now? Well, because streamers, they're trying to make as much money as possible. Yeah. We're starting to see other, Band of Brothers is on Netflix now, and NBC is licensing their stuff off. They used to hoard. Everybody was hoarding everything. Like, give us Friends back, give us The Office back. We're not going to let you get that from us. But now it's like, you know what? We could use a little extra money. Here you go, Netflix. If you want to pay for it, pay the licensing fee. Here you go.
Take it. Mm-hmm. Get people paid. And then
exactly,
if actors and actresses and writers want to get paid, put ads on it.
Yeah.
You want to pay less per month and you want to watch with ads? Great. Guess what? I don't have the Hulu premium. I watch with ads. It doesn't hurt my life any. It doesn't hurt my life.
Wait, you watch with ads. You don't mind the ads?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Right. And when I don't have the ads, I'm like, that's fine. And I do, I'm like, because guess what? The ads help, David. You know what they help? As soon as the ad starts, I get up, I grab a snack, I go to the bathroom, I do something, I come back down.
That's true. It's true.
You know what I mean? JW Bassman 22,001. I have cable and I have the streaming. I know, I get it. I as well. Because I
need here. I have YouTube TV and I have streaming. Netflix though is highway robbery. It is the most expensive streaming service, I believe.
And we're still paying for it.
And I'm still paying for it. It just really bothers me.
Yeah, I mean,
but I pay for it and I watch it.
But it's still cheaper than like a drink at the tap room.
What tap room are you going to?
Pebble Beach, bud.
Oh yeah, Pebble Beach is very expensive. Yes, Pebble Beach is very expensive. Yes. Yeah. If you want 4K current plan in the United States of America, it is $22.99 per month if you want 4K. Which again,
I don't need 4K.
I know, but I do, and I shouldn't. I'm a little snobby when it comes to that, but I pay it. It just annoys me.
The way you sat back and you were like, "Well, I do."
It's like you would get these big, giant, massive TVs with HDR, Dolby Vision, and it's like, you know what? Yeah. For $15 a month, you can get 1080p. We were watching 1080p. We were in high school, I think. I don't know when HDV was invented, but it's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to rant about how much streaming services cost.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to. Too bad early adapters couldn't be grandfathered in and paying the rent control. Yeah. I get it. Okay, let's talk about some TV we watched. What do you want to start with?
Oh, we have a lot to talk about, Josh. There's a lot of shows. Josh, I would love to. Oh, you kind of already touched on it. Let's do Let's do the one show we're not 100% sure. Let's do the show. No, let's do True Detective Night Country because we haven't even talked about that. Yeah. And there's been 2 episodes out, so let's get into that. Josh, what
you watched both? Have you watched both?
I've watched 2. I watched both.
Okay, me too. I will say I was talking to a buddy, Patrick Deves, who's been on the show before. It's not a True Detective, right? It's not. It's they slap True Detective on it. That doesn't take it away from me. I'm just saying, like, this is so away from any True Detective, we've ever seen, right? Like, I don't think it doesn't have, because it's like, it's very, regardless, I love it. I don't think it, what I'm saying is, I don't think it needed True Detective to sell me. Had they just said, hey, Night Country is the name of the show, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sign me up for that. Sounds amazing. Jodi Foster, who I haven't really watched in anything in a very long time. I can't tell you the last time I was like, oh, Jodi Foster is awesome in this. She's awesome in this.
Yes.
And you know, I love like creepy stuff in creepy parts of the world, and I love how they describe like night 4 of night or whatever, like day 4 of darkness or whatever we're saying it is. Because when you think about that, like, it's always dark and you don't know what time of day. And I'm like, how are they up all hours of the night? Oh, right, it's like, and you still I don't want like a clock on the show, but it might help.
Yeah, because I like when they're at the local bar, restaurant, establishment, and they're like, hey, do you want some lunch? I'm like, lunch? I love looking at, I was trying to look out the window. I was like, it's dark. I'm like, oh, that's right. Because again, the golfer in me, the only time I ever think about Alaska is like, oh man, that'd be cool to go there in the summertime when they have 24-hour tee times. You can golf whenever you want. Whatever. Or the movie Insomnia with Pacino and Robin Williams and how he couldn't sleep. But I always forget about the night side of it. I always forget that. So I love the atmosphere. I wasn't expecting it to be so. If you haven't watched it, going to go a little bit of spoiler here, nothing heavy, but I wasn't expecting it to be so supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, they're kind of just like True Detective season 1 kind of hinted at it, you know, like with was it the Yellow King and some of like the mythology around him. Like, he's like, wait, is there something supernatural going here? But with this, they're just going right for it. We have ghosts that people see and all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh my, I was not expecting it. But this show, Josh, I just want to say this show feels fresh. I think Nick, I can call him Nick. I know him by, no, I don't know Nick. The original showrunner of seasons 1 through 3. I think he's a strong writer. I love season 1. I thought season 3 was solid. I think this show needed, a new voice, just something, some new lifeblood into it. This is a different showrunner, different writer, different creator. And I think it's better for it. I love this story so far. I love the characters. I want to know about everybody. I want to know what's, the tattooing, just everything about the indigenous folks up there in this secret laboratory that's all, government funded or privately funded, whatever's going on. Like, what were they researching? Why are they the bodies all mangled? Like, that whole collage of mangled bodies thawing in an ice rink. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's visual. It reminds me of that Hannibal show. It's visually like really stunning. Totally. I'm loving it so far.
It's and it's the way they engulf you in the community that is that town, and like that darkness and the mine and the people and the indigenous peoples and the white man. And I mean, John Fox is the actor, the skinny actor that you see in a lot of things.
He's in everything.
He's just fantastic. Brian Howell, I think it's Kelly Reese. Thank you. Kelly Reese has been a pleasant surprise. She's awesome. She's so good in this show. I mean, I think that like the one thing that is really cool is that it's not, again, like I said, it's not True Detective. It's something else, right?
Yeah.
And so once I put that aside, I'm like, I'm not expecting True Detective season 1.
The only thing is it has the, like, I don't want to call them like they're partners. Like every True Detective season has partners. It has that aspect to it. That's like the one, the one similarity. Yeah.
Worked together, came apart, coming back together for like a similar,
a love-hate relationship,
Correct.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. John Hawkes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know it. I know it's not a binge, but I kind of want to binge. Like when
every episode, I'm like, oh, I want more.
Yeah.
They got that cliffhanger ending on everyone. I was like, oh my! I love the music. I'm not like a hardcore like Billie Eilish fan, but like when I heard that Billie Eilish track hit in the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. Yep, I'm in.
Yes, I knew I would like it. I was a little apprehensive because of like the trailer looking all supernatural, but I think it mixes well with like supernatural and non-supernatural.
Oh yeah, Josh, it's got some horror elements. I was thinking about you, and I'm like, well, I don't know if Josh will like this. A little scary.
That's why I'm watching it not at night alone. We're watching it, right when Rosie goes to bed, Amanda and I together, some lights on in the house.
All the lights are on.
The lights are on. Okay. Yeah. Seattle KO with it does have a thing vibe to it a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Carpenter's a thing.
Now this is not. I just randomly looked, but when they were at the facility, that research facility, and they're Jodie's trying to stop Ferris Bueller from playing the music kept going on and on. And you see their movie collection, and the thing is kind of prominently displayed.
Yes.
Like there's a copy of VHS or DVD of the thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, it definitely has those vibes to
it. Nice little placement of that.
Nice little that was good. That was smart.
Yeah.
And
when it opens in the movie and they're in that research center and they're all kind of like living together in that thing, it did remind me a little bit of like freshman year in the dorms, like people walking around in like socks and robe, some jackass watching Ferris Bueller in the common room, like turn it off, right? Like it had that vibe, and I think Troy says, I love how everyone's a bit of a curmudgeon because I suppose you might be if you were just cold and in the dark for months straight. Yeah. My cousin lived north of the Arctic Circle. She was working in Alaska with her husband. He was in the military police, and she was with him. And she said, it's a lot. It's really a lot to handle. It starts driving you a little bit insane. I think it's like when people move to an area of the country, they're like, oh, I think I would love it there. And then they spend a winter. It's like if you live in California your whole life, I do it again, back to like college. A dude on my dorm floor freshman year moved from LA and went to Penn State, and he left after his freshman year. He's like, I can't do another winter. I was like, I get it, man. Cold. You say you think you can deal with winter. Yeah, you think you can deal with winter and you can deal with the cold and the gray and the rain and snow and ice and all that stuff. And then you actually deal with it and you realize it's not just like for a couple weeks, not just like, oh, Christmas time, it's so lovely. Go to Pittsburgh in February on like a Wednesday. It sucks. It is brutal. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say too. The mood of the show, it feels cold. I don't know. I didn't look in the production or where they filmed it, but it just feels cold. And I think even though this show was delayed a bit because of the strike, I think it's coming out at the perfect time. It's winter. Agreed. I mean, even in Southern California, I'm not complaining. We live in Southern California, but even at night, it gets in the low 40s. It gets cold.
Chilly?
It gets chilly. So I mean, even then, it's like you just kind of feel cold watching it, which I love.
Agreed. Troy said, I saw someone point out that the DVD of the thing magically jumps shelves between shots. That's that's called a script supervisor messing.
It's like the Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones. Sometimes they just missed it. Yeah.
Not as egregious.
No, it's fine. That's fine.
Okay. What else?
No, Josh, it's already it's almost I completely
holy
lost track
shit,
of time.
5:54. What the
Josh, I got to ask you a quick question. If we never see another season of I did look it up. The showrunners, the creators would love there to be 7 seasons. We just finished season 4. What did you think of if we never saw another season of the show? I mean, I hope it gets renewed. Like, what do you think? Was you satisfied with that ending?
Yeah, I'm fine with
it. Yeah, it was a good ending.
Yeah, right. Like,
but I hope we get more. But it was a good ending.
Yeah, I mean, I liked this season. Out of all the seasons, 1 is the best. No, 1 is good. 1 is amazing. 2 is the best. 3 is okay. 4 is fine.
Ooh.
But 4 took that huge, like weird beginning and then a lull. But then the last 3.5 episodes of 4 totally redeemed it. Totally.
The whole let's steal this thing. It had like an Ocean's 11 feel to it. Totally. Like that. It was cool. Yeah.
Margot Madison finally standing up to the Russian Dolores Umbridge was great.
I was glad. Looks like she's going to get hers. And then the end. Sorry, spoilers, but the end. Every season jumps about 10 years.
Yeah.
Which isn't that just happens every season. We get a little bit of a jump, so we're getting now into more modern times in the 2000 teens and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll see where it goes.
There's just like mining sites all over the asteroid.
Yeah. Right? And I don't know if you noticed it. They named the mining site after Grigori, who what happened to him in the first episode. So that last name, I looked it up on IMDb. I'm like, wait, is that Grigori? I'm like, that's Grigori. It was cool that they named it after him. So that was really cool. That was a nice touch.
And I just, there's nothing, I know this is, Kinnaman's daughter, the daughter relationship with them, I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah, they didn't do enough.
I like the grandson. I like that he had to come back with the grandson, but
they didn't do enough. I feel like you saw her, and then like I kind of forgot she was there. Like, oh yeah, she's up like looking at the polar ice caps or something, and like you didn't see her. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's right, she's there.
She wasn't even like in the finale, really.
No. It was all about the heist. That was the most interesting part of it. Yeah, it was all about the
for
heist.
sure. For sure.
Great show. Josh, we got real quick. Got Reacher. I mean, Reacher. Just throwing dudes out of planes, kicking butt, taking names.
Is there going to be a third season? Do we know?
Yeah, they're already in production.
Okay, good.
Those already renewed.
A man and I had to rewind it like 3 times. But dude, did you see him run? Did you see Reacher run when he's running onto the tarmac to catch the helicopter? Okay.
Oh, I'm again. Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? Because he's such a like a bulky guy. Like he's just like
he runs like Wreck-It Ralph. He runs like an 8-bit.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'm gonna wreck it. And he grabs that helicopter. He's like, but that being said, a man and I loved it. Like, it's fine. It's great. I mean, again, it's not like I'm not expecting my Reacher to get nominated for Emmys or Oscars or whatever, but I get enjoyment out of it. It's the fact that all these Oscars, they award movies that nobody's ever seen. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Reacher for Golden Globe Best Drama.
Oh man.
Seattle
Gale, I don't think he skips leg day. I think he always does leg day, because if you work out and you do leg day all the time, you cannot run. Your legs become too bulky. That's why long distance runners don't lift weights really. They just run. They just run all the time because they need to be thin.
Okay? You got to cut that wind.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, go ahead.
No, great show. We talked about True Detective. Josh, real quick, I just want to say I started watching the show Monsieur Spade with Clive Owen, the great Clive Owen. Yes, thank you, Refism. Yeah, Bosch Legacy's in production. Yes, we're very excited. Bosch too. Yeah, sorry, Bosch. Yes, Bosch is they're never going to stop with Bosch. We're going to get more.
Why would you?
And more Bosch. Yeah. If you're a fan of old timey films, if you like a Humphrey Bogart, Monsieur Spade is a sequel to Maltese Falcon. Clive Owen is playing that character in the early 60s. He's got a little bit of that, just that style of acting too. He's not going corny 19, like, hey, how you doing, kid? But he kind of embodies that type of acting style. It's really good. It's a slow burn. Josh, you're talking about slow burn. That is a slow burn show, but Clive Owen is awesome. I love the first episode, and episode 2 just came out. I'm going to check that out probably later tonight. Yeah. And Josh, and you watched all these shows. You're watching Gilded Age, Josh, Gangs of London. You finally started.
We're 5 episodes into Gilded Age, loving it. I think that it's like our next Downton Abbey. It's a great couple show. A man and I fully engulfed in the Gilded Age.
Yes.
As somebody who lived in New York and for a lot of his life, it's not like this show. It's in the 1800s. It's not like the New York I lived in, but it is kind of cool to see, like, post Civil War and like what this is. It's good. It's good. It's got a lot more stakes to it than Downton Abbey, I will say, but it's not, and then Gangs of London, again, love the pilot. I don't want to pay. I don't really want to pay more for this show. I have AMC. Maybe it's like an on-demand somewhere with an AMC, or I can find an AMC Plus.
Well, remember, is that deal still going? Remember, AMC brought some of their stuff to Max. Is that not
on Max?
Oh man,
it's not on Max. It's a bummer. Okay. It was a bummer. And then again, I finished Echo. We can talk about it next week, but I will say this is the most fun and awesome Marvel show since Hawkeye, and maybe since like the first couple seasons of Daredevil. And what was the other one I like? Not Jessica. Jessica Jones is fine.
Yeah.
Not Iron Fist, obviously. What was the fourth one? Luke Cage, season 1 of Luke Cage.
Season 1 of Luke Cage was
awesome.
Good, yeah.
Echo was awesome. God, I hope they do another season or like incorporate her into somewhere. I thought Echo was awesome. I've been super, super impressed with the Native American and like indigenous people shows over the last like 5 years.
Yeah,
awesome. Red Dogs. I mean, there was an aspect of it in Banshee that we loved. It's cool.
And I know you didn't watch it, Josh, but Killers of the Flower Moon, the woman in the premiere of Echo who plays the grandma, she plays grandma in Killers of the Flower Moon too. I mean, you see the same actors.
Dark Winds, that show we love. Dark Winds, same thing.
You see the same actors. It's been a good year, a good year and a half for the Native American acting community. There's been some incredible. I hope Lily gets the Oscar. she was awesome in that movie. So
yes.
yeah, it's been a good year. Yeah.
What did I put anything else on there that I was
I kind of just
I finished Killing It, the 2 seasons of Killing It. I don't know if it got another season with Craig Robinson. Very funny, good show. And what was the other comedy that I finished over? There was a second one. I don't know. But I will say I've been I liked that Killing It show on Peacock. It was recommended to me. But I mean, I think all roads lead to Masters of the Air this weekend, David.
Yes, that is going to be Friday. Yeah. I can say I think reviews are. I've seen 4 episodes of it already. Like, check it out if you like the Pacific. If you like Band of Brothers, it's that same vibe. We're just in planes. We're in planes. It's World War II in planes. Check it out. So I'm gonna be ready to talk about that after you get a chance to check it out.
He's not always acting like Elvis, but it sure seemed like it.
And Elvis is in the movie. Elvis.
I fly planes now.
Yes.
I sang songs, but now I fly planes. All right.
Josh, can I do my pick of the week real quick?
Yes. Oh yeah, we gotta do it. Okay, David, your good.
Pick of the week. I want to recommend, and I am watching Criminal Record. It is a new Apple TV Plus series, London-based, gritty crime drama. Doctor Who fans, you got Peter Capaldi, who I know him. Again, I've never watched Doctor Who, but I like him. He's like an old curmudgeon detective, and he's stuck in his ways. Maybe he's a little crooked, maybe he's not. And there's like an old murder that happened that's, maybe and someone's locked in prison for 24 years. Maybe it wasn't his fault. New evidence has surfaced that might prove his innocence. That kind of a story. Very good. I love my London cop shows. So Criminal Record, recommend it.
Where is it again?
Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV Plus. Okay, maybe Amanda and I will get in Criminal Record. Apparently, they're doing a couple more Corbin Burns and
Harlan Corbin. Yeah,
Harlan Corbin. After Fool Me Once, they're doing a couple more of his shows. So sign me up. My of the week. I'm going to listen. This past weekend, an amateur won on the PGA Tour for the first time since 1991. This week, the tournament is it's at Torrey Pines in San Diego. A great course, a ton of fun. That's not my pick of the week. I just want to say, if you're not watching golf, you should do it.
Go back and watch that tournament. Go back and watch the whole thing. Yeah.
Go back and watch the whole thing. No, I'm going to do it again. I think I did this last week, and I'm going to do it again this week. Boy Swallows Universe. Watch it. Just watch it. Okay. I've been thinking about it all week. I love that show so much. So much. I love that show.
Where's that again, Josh? Where do I watch that?
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Oh, Amazon. Yeah, it's got Ragnar.
It's Travis Fimmel and we got Miles coming in. Miles in the building.
Miles is here.
Legend. Let's go, Miles.
Let's say hi, Miles. Come on up. Oh no, don't hit that button. Come here. Come on up, Miles. Come up. He's not coming up. He's just laying down on the ground. I don't think we're getting Miles.
We'll leave you with that. Say something nice to somebody. Call somebody. Text them. Tell them you love them. It matters. It's ways to love than hate. Find the good. Put down the book. Pick up the remote. We'll see you next week.
Work.
Watch more TV.
Say something in the microphone.